Goodie, and I'm here to tell you a Bible story. And Bo's here because he wants a sweet treat from Grandma Goodie, don't you, Bo? Anyway, the Bible story today is about something I bet you already know something about, because it's about delicious sweet fruit and where it came from. Well, anyway, Bo's sitting here because he wants some delicious sweet fruit, don't you, Bo? There you go. He likes this fruit. As you can see, I want to ask you a question. What is your favorite kind of fruit? I bet you can guess what mine is. I love watermelon. I love watermelon. Sweet, juicy, delicious watermelon. So does Bo. Here, I'm going to give him another bite. So anyway, I want to tell you the story about where delicious fruit comes from. Long time ago, before anything was created. I mean, long time ago. Everything was just darkness, and it was just nothing. And except God. God was there, and God's the creator. And God, he said, let there be light. And, well, there's still nothing, but you could see it now. Anyway, and God made light, and then he made the sun and the moon and the stars, and he made the heavens, and he made the earth. And God was just creating the day 1, day 2, and on day 3, it tells us that God made plants to grow up. Like you see, I got lovely plants right there. And he made the plants to grow up, and the plants to make food, to grow food. And it said specifically that God made trees that had fruit, and that the fruit had seeds in them. And I thought, well, that's kind of interesting that God would mention that little detail, that he made seeds and put the seeds in the fruit to make more of that kind of fruit. But then I got thinking about it. I was thinking, that's really important. Because can you imagine if you took a bite of your very favorite fruit? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's one of these. There's lots of little stickers of different fruit. Pineapples or pears or bananas or cherries or strawberries. And there's my favorite, watermelon. And lemons, they're sour. They're not sweet to eat. But actually, I got myself some lemonade here. If you put sweetener in it, even that can taste good. So whatever fruit it is that you like best, sorry, I get a little forgetful. Where was I? Oh yeah, that's right. God created all the fruits, and he made seeds so you could have more. So imagine that you tasted your very favorite fruit and you wanted to have more, and whoever gave you the fruit, maybe your grandma or somebody else, said, I'm sorry, there's no more of that fruit, and there never will be, because there was no seeds in it to make more. Well, that would be very sad. But God made sure when he created the delicious fruit for us that we could always have more. And I know, like, I sometimes go to the garden store, and do you like my purse? I like this purse a lot. Anyway, if you go to the garden store, you could actually buy a little packet that has seeds in it, like that. These are seeds for a watermelon. And if you pour them out, and you look at them, I don't know if you could see those seeds, but they look just like the seeds in my watermelon, because that's where they came from. And you could grow your own. You have to do it at the right time of year, though. So God made it so we can make more fruit and never run out of fruit. And so I thought that was very nice of him, don't you? So anyway, let me tell you what I think is really special about this. God created fruit on day 3. Now, there's a problem with that. Well, sort of. In the story, I was wondering, why did he do that? Because he didn't create people until, like, on day 6. And so he created the fruit, and then he created all the animals and the sea creatures and all that. And then on day 6, he made people. And I think there's a special blessing hidden in that little bit of the story, because on day 3, he was preparing a sweet treat for the people he knew that he would create on day 6. And if I was inviting you to my house and I knew you were coming, I would go and I would get ready for you, and I would I would maybe make you a nice little tray of fruit. And I would do it before you got there and make sure that it was right. Well, I think that God was planning on day 3. He knew He's going to create people on day 6. And He wanted to make sure that when the people were there and He offered them the fruit, that it would be ripe. And that's right what it says right here in the Bible. It says that when He created the people, it says, and then God said, look, I've given you every kind of fruit, and every fruit has a seed in it to make more fruit. And so that's the story for today, and I want you to remember 2 things. Grandma Goodie loves you, and number 2, God loves you more. But you know, I want you to be able to look this up for yourself, because sometimes you notice I got a little forgetful there. I might have left something out. I might have even made up something, thrown it in. I want you to check it yourself in the Holy Bible. And so let me tell you, I got this on a chalkboard here so I could show you where to look, and maybe your folks can help you. But it's in the Old Testament, and it's in the book called Genesis. It's the very first book, and it's in chapter 1. So it's the very first chapter. And so if you could find a Holy Bible and you find the very first book of Genesis and the book, chapter 1, then you want to look for the little numbers, verses 11 and 29. And I put that into the secret code so you could look things up. And if you know how to work the secret code, you're going to look for Gen 1, the 2 dots, and then 11 and 29. I'll teach you how to do that later. Anyway, you look that up in the Bible, and you go enjoy yourself some sweet fruit.